Hello, hello, hello. Let me make sure my music is going. It appears to be. I think I set everything up correctly. I always wonder if I got it messed up when I took a week off. How is everyone doing this Friday evening? Make sure everything's good. Okay, got my wheels. And I'll be asking anyone who pops in the next few minutes if they'd like to add either regular animals or mythical creatures to either of the wheel options here before I spin. Hello, you're the first one here. Congrats. Congrats on being the first to arrive. Hello, hello. How are we all doing tonight? Make sure I have all my equipment here. And I'll set up my drink for the evening as well while I wait for a couple people to pop in before I spin. Got another Diet Coke. Normal request again. We'll do that next week. I just feel like I set up these wheels. I want to make the most of them, kind of thing. We'll do the normal sketch request list next week. 'Cause I still do have that saved. So we'll get back to that soon. But it has been a lot of fun doing these hybrid creatures. So thought I'd take advantage of the wheels for one more stream at least. You can't hear the music. Yeah, me either. What is going on with that? It says it's playing. Let me try to troubleshoot that really quick. And I guess it can be a musicless stream if needed, but I'd rather not. What is going on here? It says it's playing. Okay, can you hear now? I can hear the retail music. It should be going. Alright, let me minimize that. Alright, well if nobody has any animals that they'd like to add to either wheel, I will go ahead and spin and get the first one started here. Of course I spilled some on my screen. Okay, great way to start. Alright, well, the wheels are open. Let me give them a spin, and let's get started on the first hybrid of the evening. Okay, should be going. The robot works once more. Not sure what robot you mean. A lemur and a cat? Wait. Hold on. Do I have both of these set to the regular animal? What happened to the mythical one? Alright, we can do a lemur cat hybrid, but what? What happened to the mythical creatures one? You know what? We'll honor it, you know. I'll do a lemur cat. That sounds cute, but let me write it before I forget. Lemur cat. What the heck is going on? Where did my mythical creatures wheel go? I only just now noticed that it's both the same wheel. Weird. Alright. Well, we'll change that on the fly really quick. We will do a lemur cat. This wheel, though, needs to be... Let's do... Griffin, Phoenix, Dragon, Unicorn, Kelpie, Selkie. I can't remember what else was on here. Basilisk. And if anybody thinks of any more, I'll add them to the wheel. But since this is the last week, we'll be doing this for a little bit. It's okay if there's only a few options anyway. All right, that'll work. Let's do a lemur cat. Let's call it a warm out. A warm up. Oh my gosh. I just combined so many words that were not the correct word. A warm up. A museum. We add demons and angels. Yes, I will add. Okay. Demon, angel. I added both to the mythical beast wheel. Kitsune. Okay. Added. All right. Let's do quickly a lemur cat, though, just to warm up here. Let me pull up... I think I know what a cat looks like pretty well, but lemur... Immediately I think Zaboomafoo. Oh, that's a cute picture of a lemur. Let's use that as ref. He's kind of sitting with his tail curled up over his head. Alright. We'll do a real quick one. We're not going to spend too much time on the lemur cat. But it was what we spun. So I will honor it. I like the way this he's looking over to the left. This is going to be a really bad sketch. I'm just trying to figure out where everything goes. It's the warm-up. It's allowed to be a little rusty. He's got his weird little hind leg. Toes. He's got this big, long tail, which I'll have to make into a fluffy cat tail or something that is more cat-like. But for now, we'll leave it a big lemur tail while we figure out what to make cat and what to keep lemur. His hands are cute. They're like actual hands with little fingies. We'll have him grabbing onto a branch or something here. Every time I hear lemur, I think of King Julian from Madagascar. Yeah, that's the generational difference, huh? That Gen Z would think King Julian, and millennials would probably, at least I would think, Zaboomafoo. Me and you and Zaboomafoo. A bell collar? That's a great idea. I'm gonna sketch one on really quick. That's a cute idea. A nice little jingly bell. Oh, I like that. That's a great idea. Fluff up his chest a bit. There's like a section of darker fur here, and this fur is all brown, but we can change this to be like a calico cat or some other stripy pattern or something. Tortoiseshell cat, maybe. Let's make this lemur-y and then we can de-lemurify it. I do want to use a kitty cat nose because I think that'd be cuter. So it's a little touch of cat here already. Lemur from Wild Kratts. Yeah, the original live action. Yeah, it was just called, when I was growing up, it was just Zaboomafoo, but it is the Kratt Brothers. So I don't know if... I think they did Wild Kratts and then the cartoon. I'm not sure what the timeline is on the Kratt Brothers franchise, but I was introduced to them with Zaboomafoo, and they had a real lemur and a puppet lemur named Zaboomafoo who was like their little friend. And I still remember I got into eating chickpeas, garbanzo beans, because of that show, because they made a birthday cake for Zaboomafoo that was made out of garbanzo beans and it looked really good. So now I'm a certified garbanzo bean enjoyer. I think cat ears make sense, but maybe they're like the pointy cat ones that are kind of like bobcat ears, like that. Let me move the tail out of the way so it's not bonking him on the head. Yeah, and what should we name this character? That's a great question. And the lemurs actually have really beautiful like eyes, because they've got this dark muzzle here, and then they similarly have like dark around the eyes. So it's almost like an eyeliner effect. It's really pretty. It makes their eyes very striking. And they already have very big orange eyes, but I think I'm going to make them a little more cat-shaped. And the pupils a little bit more cat-shaped as well. It's kind of a rough sketch, but bean to reference Zaboomafoo. Zaboomafoo. Yeah, I think Zaboomafoo, it was either Z-A, I think it was Zo-Boo-Mafoo. I think that's how the name was spelled. It was either that or Z-A. Zaboomafoo. Either one. But, to not have the same name, so we do Bean. And he does love, garbanzo beans, so that's an apt name as well. Zaboomafoo. But yes, we will go back to regular requests next week. So if you have any for the regular request list, let me know. I have to go through it. I think there's like 40 things on there still that I haven't drawn yet. I think it's Za, based on the birthday cake. Yeah, made out of garbanzo beans. It was a cute show. They had a little clubhouse that they'd, talk about animals in, and Zaboomafoo was there. I guess it was his house. I don't remember. I don't remember the lore of Zaboomafoo, but there was certainly a lemur there, and half the time it was a real lemur, and half the time it was a puppet. That's my recollection of Zaboomafoo. I'm glad the Krat brothers are still doing nature stuff for kids. I think that's cool. Do a little shine in the eye. Okay, how can we make this more cat-like? I feel like the head's got a lot of cat features with the nose and the ears. I feel like adding whiskers is just too much cat. So we can do cat elsewhere. We can do maybe stripes. That's a really bad representation of stripes. We could do stripes along the back here, or we could do spots. Wasn't there a claymation part of the show? Yeah, there was. Ah, she likes wild krats. Cute. I'm glad. Do we want to leave the lemur tail a lemur tail? And then do maybe a cat type of coloring where it's a little bit more of a, like a tabby tail maybe? Instead of the solid black, white like a lemur. To make it kind of like a cat tail. It's kind of cute. Slugterra. I'm not familiar with Slugterra. Maybe we do this and then matching stripes to give it kind of a tabby sort of look. I think that's kind of cute. Let's do stripes. Yeah, I agree. I think stripes is the move. And leaving the body lemur, but the coloring pattern and some cat traits on the head, like the ears and the nose and the eyes. I think this is about a 50-50 split of lemur and cat. What do you think? Unless there needs to be more cat-like traits somewhere. I'm gonna fix this ear really quick. Want it a little bit higher up on the head. Like so. Super fluffy with lemur markings. Ooh, we could do that too. Alright, hold on. We're gonna cut the tail out and put it on a new layer so I can flip back and forth between option A and B. I like that idea too, so let's try that. I'm just using the layer underneath as like a reference to see how big it should be. Because we want it big and fluffy. Lemur tails are very long, so we want to keep the length. But we can make it a big fluffy, like a Maine Coon cat tail, like that. Really big and floofy. And then have the lemur stripes on the tail, where it's black, white, black, white, black, white. And then the body could be black and white with these stripes being kind of like tabby stripes, but black, and then the body's white except for the chest part. That would be cute too. Let's see, you wanted the... Yeah, Zaboomafoo, he had a treat dispenser. But yeah, not with garbanzo beans or whatever Zaboomafoo was eating. Slugterra, slugs that can transform into more powerful versions of themselves when they reach 100 miles an hour. That's cool. I do like slugs. Alright, team, so what are we thinking? We've got big fluffy cat tail with black and white lemur stripes, option A. And lemur tail with tabby cat stripes and coloring, option B. What do we think? Cat tail with lemur markings, lemur tail with cat markings. I think either is cute, so whatever the chat thinks is cutest we'll go with. I think they both have different strengths. The people use their slug powers for battles and they're known as slug slingers. That's cute. You're not late, we just got started. This is kind of the warm-up one. I messed up and I had both wheels that one was supposed to be regular animals, one was supposed to be mythical animals. They were both regular animals, so it's a lemur cat. Welcome, welcome in. Option B, you like both? Alright, option A, cat tail with lemur markings. Option B, lemur tail with cat markings. I see option B, option B. Okay, are we liking the lemur tail with the cat markings, or did I get it? Skinny tail B. Alright. Are we all in agreement? Have I ever heard of the Wuzzles? No, I have not, but that sounds cute. What are the Wuzzles? Alright, I think we're in agreement on the skinny tail. So I'm going to start outlining the other stuff. And I've made an altered version of the dry ink brush that I love that's a little bit smaller and has less of the little holes in it. So the fine details, I can use that brush instead. Should be good. I've been using that for a book project I've been working on for a client, and it's come in very handy. Let's see, it's basically a franchise involving hybrid animals and also hybrid objects. Oh, and then back to Slugterra. The main villain is known as Dr. Black, who corrupts slugs, which are then called ghouls, and he plans to corrupt all of Slugterra. Cool. They had their own animated series. Oh, the Wuzzles had their own animated series. Well, I like anything to do with hybrid animals, so that sounds like a win in my book. Oh, why did that happen? Lower the opacity. There we go. Get to outlining. Anybody have any fun? Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on. Anybody have anything fun going on this weekend? Last weekend I didn't stream because I randomly had family I haven't seen in a while come into town. They're like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, yeah, but I guess I'm not streaming or going to my singing lesson this week. But it was good. It was worthwhile. I haven't seen them in a while, and it was a lot of fun. And it's fun to visit your own city like a tourist sometimes and go do the tourist stuff. Like, I didn't get anything substantial to eat at, like, of course we went to a deep dish pizza place, because that's what you do in Chicago, but I don't eat deep dish pizza because I'm vegan, so I got the pasta marinara, and it was alright. But it's fun to be in the tourist spaces with the tourists when you're somebody that just lives and hangs out in Chicago normally in your neighborhood. It was a lot of fun. Got to see a comedy show at Second City. It was a good time. Let's see. There's a villain named Crocosaurus. That's cute. Eli's the main character, who's the son of Will Shane, basically the protector of Slugterra, but goes missing due to Dr. Black using a ghoul on him, which makes a portal and he's sucked in. Sounds like there's a lot of drama in Slugterra. Yeah, you're talking about two. I'm trying to keep track of, like, okay, this is a message about Slugterra. This one is about Wuzzles, based on who said it. I think I got it straight in my head. Just don't give me a pop quiz next stream about who said what about what show, because I won't remember. I'll remember the general concept of each show. We want him to look happier than that. There we go. That's happy. It's gonna be it won't be confusing. Slugterra is what Leafy Kitty is talking about, and Wuzzles is what Nina the Golden Retriever is talking about. I can keep it straight. Anybody watching the chat back or the video back might be like, wait, what is she talking about? But both sound very cute. Warframe has an enemy who is basically zombie Backstreet Boys. That sounds pretty sick. Is it Backstreet Boys or NSYNC that's doing that show at the Sphere in Vegas right now? I think it's Backstreet Boys. Like, I know they're all like 50 years old, but it seems like it would be pretty fun. If for nothing else but the novelty of somebody singing Backstreet's Back Alright in the obnoxious Sphere in Vegas. You tried sketching hybrid animals? How'd it go? Did you have fun, or was it like more difficult than you thought, or what was your experience like? When we draw which idea? I'd like to use the wheel to get a hybrid of a real animal and a mythical animal next, but I can fit something in at the end of stream as well. They sing a song in Warframe. Called Party of a Lifetime. Don't do it. The zombie ones. The list you made. I don't know if I have that saved. It's probably saved on one of these like 100 hybrid things I have. I might have written it on one of them, but if you could remind me of like your favorite one, I can add it to tonight's to-do list. I apologize for being a disorganized mess. I'm lucky I still have the regular request list. I don't think I added the hybrid stuff to that. I could be wrong. Let me look. Stickies. Show me the list. No, I didn't. It was just the regular requests. Darn. No, do not delete note. Minimize. Thank you. Dragon and a kangaroo. Ooh, I want to see if kangaroo's on the regular animal list. Kakapo is... Yeah, kangaroo's on there, so... And dragon is on the mythical one, so we could roll that. We're gonna see how the wheel goes. And if everybody hates what the wheel says, we can veto it with something else. I like the challenge of sticking to the wheel even when it's like not a great result, but if everybody hates it, we can do something else. This is a democracy. It's not really. I can veto everything if I want, but I like to take into account what the people want. If nobody wants to see a basilisk raccoon, then we're not doing it, you know? That wouldn't be a super fun one if the wheel gave me that. It's the slideshow, then we can tell you the ones you have left when you feel like it. Cool. Back to Slugterra, yes. Yeah, absolutely. You should do some more random hybrid sketches. They're a lot of fun. It's fun to think on the fly of how you can combine traits of both. Excuse me, maybe Diet Coke wasn't the best choice. That's a lie, it's always the best choice. Every time we see a hybrid, you think of Wuzzles. Did I do some Wuzzles fan art on this stream? I did some kind of like... No, it was Littlest Pet Shop. I don't know why I thought that was Wuzzles. I was like, what were the animals I did like a few weeks ago? It's probably a couple months ago at this point. Ellie joins up with Trixie, who's a human who was born in Slugterra. Cord, who's a giant cave troll. And Pronto, who's a molenoid, basically a human-like mole. Yeah, Salami is an icon. You're absolutely right. Oh, make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay, good. I thought I was drawing that on the sketch layer. What a disaster that would have been. There we go. I want to get the curve of this tail a little curvier because it's looking a little like this section right here looks kind of flat. So let's fluff it up a little and curve it a little bit. Like so. That's a little bit better. Want it to feel like a round tail. There we go. And then we'll do the stripes on a new layer. And the muzzle coloring and all that. We'll do dark gray. Just so I can see it. And then maybe go full black. Especially on the stripes on the tail. But for now it'll be dark gray. Just want some fluff around the eyes. This kind of messy eyeliner look that lemurs have because they're fabulous. And maybe I'll do a highlight color of like orange for the eyes and the little jingly bell. I think that would be cute. Let's see, we have Bumble Lion, Bumblebee Lion, Butter Bear. Aw, I love that name. Butterfly Bear. Hoppopotamus, Hoppo, Rabbit and Hippo. Cute. Rhinoki, Rhino Monkey. Moosel, Moose and Seal. And Ellaroo, Elephant and Kangaroo. Aw. Yeah, Salami is the mascot of the streams at this point. Speaking of mascots, I'm trying to build out like a side site hustle thing for mascots, food truck wraps, and things like that. So if you know any family, friends, or anybody that needs a mascot for their small business, hit me up. It's something I've been trying to build forever that I keep saying I'm gonna do, and that I'm finally actually getting around to building it out. Because I've done all that kind of work before, but I've never made a dedicated like stream or site for, not a live stream, but like website, funnel, emails to send out to businesses and so on and so forth. So I'm looking to build that out. So I've done food truck wraps before and I find that really fun. I like designing menus and stuff like that. And of course cute mascots. Right up my alley. I love mascots. Me too. And I want to get more style examples on the site too. So if I design some cute ones, I'll show them to you guys on future streams. I want to have some samples of like retro style mascots of different types and modern day clean like Duolingo owl style mascots, and I get a lot of handyman mascot work, like plumbers and stuff. So I'll have a few examples to show off because they'll all be cute little animal characters, so it will be relevant to the stream's interests. But that's a side hustle for another night. I've just been telling myself I'm going to do it for so long. I need to just actually sit and build it out. Do you like Sanrio? Of course. Of course I like Sanrio. I'm a red-blooded human being. I was going to say American, but do Americans all like Sanrio? I think so. I think everyone loves Sanrio. My favorite is, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing the name, Pom Pom Purin, the dog, which I guess won the popularity contest this year, dethroning Cinnamoroll. Very controversial, but that's my guy. That's my main man. I think he's so cute. Who doesn't love Pudding Dog? You made the list? Okay. This is lovely so far. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And thanks for popping in. How is it going? How is your Friday evening? I'm gonna quickly sketch in this branch here. Just do a few lines to indicate that it's wood. Alright, good enough. Alright, and we'll do... Oh, the stripes are still on this layer. We're still on this layer, folks. So let's do that. I'm gonna do... To make it faster, I'll make the thick lines like this. And then I'll go through and erase the outlines, or the stuff that goes outside the edges. It's a little bit faster to do it this way, I think. Get these nice lemur stripes. Cinnamon roll's your favorite? Pochaco, very cute too. Owl cow hybrid, we don't have to hybrid from the wheel, but don't put them on the wheel, I want the owl bear. Okay, so owl cow hybrid. Let me actually, I'll just write it on a new layer so I don't forget. Owl cow. All right. Noted. Can you request? Yeah, if it's a hybrid. We're doing hybrid animals tonight, so. And then next week it'll be back to regular requests. But I've been on a kick of these hybrid animals for a while. And we'll get back to them at a later date as well, but I've been doing these for a minute, so we'll get back to the regular requests after. Started playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Yeah, it looks cute. You don't know how to sketch like me? You just do it a lot for like 10 to 15 years, and then you just do it. I don't know. I've been sketching and doodling stuff since forever. My sister can testify. Forever. And there isn't a proper way to sketch. I think like my sketches are pretty messy. And sometimes I make the mistake of focusing too much on like what the head looks like instead of sketching the whole body first and all these other quote unquote bad practices. But if the final result looks good enough to me, then I'm happy with it. I have a lot of bad habits in my art as well. Mostly self-taught. I did take a few classes in college, but primarily self-taught and YouTube taught and online tutorial taught. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna keep it a dark gray, I think. And then lower the opacity of all this stuff. And then write the name out. Bean, I think is a great name. If we want a last name, a surname, let me know. But I think Bean is very cute. That's what my family calls my niece, so I think it's a very cute name. I'll do a little heart, and I'll do a little bean. Maybe 2 beans. Bean. I think they're cute. Ooh, I wanted to add a little pop of orange as well before I spin that wheel. Just for the eyes here. And the bell. Because I wanted to add a little eye highlight. So I thought it would be cute. Let's do that. And then a little pop of white on top for a little eye highlight. And there we have Bean. Let me get rid of the text. This is Lemur Cat. We don't need that anymore. We know what it is by looking at it. Vanilla Bean. That's cute. Yeah, Bic pens and plain old printer paper. That was the medium of choice. Vanilla Bean. Vanilla Bean. That's cute. Bean approves. Does Bean like Vanilla Bean? I'm so bad with human anatomy, like you wouldn't believe it. I just had to finish a kid's book project for like a self-published client, and it was all people, and I was dreading it because I'm like, it's my least favorite thing to draw in the world is people, but I soldiered through it, and it came out pretty well, I think. Or better than I expected it to. I got drips of water on my iPad again. Let me fix this real quick. I think it's this glass. There's a lot of condensation on it. Oh my gosh. This iPad is very resilient to me dropping water on it. I don't know how I haven't had issues yet, but knock on wood. All right. So let's get these wheels going again, shall we? For our next hybrid. I should remove Lemur from the list so we don't get Lemur again. And then, okay, Cat's not on the fantasy one anymore. All right. Line it up. And here we go. Spin, spin, spin. Bath and Body Works Vanilla Bean Noel. Can't draw necks. Necks are tough. You have to think of how they connect to the base of the head and where they connect to the body. They're kind of tricky. Walrus Kitsune. Okay, this is an interesting one. All right, all right, all right. Let's put all this stuff in a group so we can hide it and tuck it away. And then I'll Google some pictures of walruses and kitsune. Okay. Did I spell that right? Probably not. I think it's with an E at the end. We're gonna find out. Just drop something on the floor. It's alright. It's my problem for later. Alright, new window. Kitsune. Yeah, it's with an E. Alright. It's the fox creature with many tails and a walrus. Okay. Interesting combo. So the walrus is gonna have like 9 flippers. Is that what's happening? A walrus with like 9 flippers. It's an E. Yeah, I knew it. Alright. Hide choice. Hide choice. And let's hide these wheels. Let me line it up again. Alright. Hide these wheels. Okay, so we're gonna do a walrus with 9 slappy tails. I think that's the move. It's gonna be a little ridiculous. Is it always 9 or is that just Pokemon? I'm gonna see how many tails. Let's see, tails. They gain tails as they age, with 9 considered the most powerful and oldest. Okay, so a wise old walrus with 9 slappy tails. Alright. Okay, it's gonna be very silly, but that's alright. Wise old man walrus. We haven't done any wise old creatures, so I think this will be kind of interesting. Alright. He's gonna be very silly. We want big, majestic, gumdrop walrus body, and we need lots of room for these slappy tails, because there's got to be 9 of them. Let me look up walrus tail. Oh, don't like that. Okay. Alright, they have... Let me think. Okay, so the tails... So it's going to be 18 of these. Right? We're going to really simplify. Because one tail is like that. And we need 9 of those. Can we give this guy a big majestic beard? Yeah, why not? Why not? Did they do anything down there when you lived for Halloween? You talking to me? Or you talking to somebody in the chat? 'Cause Chicago, same as anywhere, decorates like crazy. He's got a big flappy slapper up here. We're gonna make him kind of silly, like... He's old and majestic and wise, but also a little silly with it. We can give him an old man beard. I mean, he already will have whiskers on his little muzzle. Maybe make it a little droopy looking. He's gonna have whiskers like this. So adding a big fluffy beard. Why not? It's gonna be a little silly. Maybe his eyes are closed because he's sleepy. Or you can't tell if he's sleepy or not. He's one of these old guys that you can't really tell if he's asleep or if he's just like that. Got big fluffy eyebrows like an old man. Some little dots. We gotta give him some rolls and wrinkles. It's essential. And then this will be his big old butt. This will be where the tails come from, so let's do... How many tails can we fit? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Gotta get one more down here, maybe. 9. Then we'll have to figure out how to put all the flappers in here. We might have to make them a little small. That's an insane amount of tail action. It's what we have to do. Let's hit distort and wiggle these around until they kind of fit. Kind of want them a little bigger because it's a little more majestic, like a Ninetales. So maybe something like that. It's ridiculous, but like that's what the prompt is. It's a walrus kitsune. And we'll have the fat kind of overlap the tails at this point. We want blubber, we want rolls, we want wrinkles, we want folds. That almost rhymed. We want folds and creases and character. A couple wrinkles there. Get some nice wrinkle action going here. Some more wrinkles here. Creases. And maybe make these front flippers a little bit smaller to make his head look kind of silly and big. Just a little bit smaller. And then maybe take this whole bottom area and kind of stretch it down. Give him more mass. There we go. Actually, I might want to make his head a little smaller, or this part of it. Make his body look bigger. Yeah, there we go. Get some height on him. That's better. The proportions are a little bit better here. Okay. I'm feeling that. I think that's more or less what we're working with here. Let's see. I've missed a little bit of chat. Let's see. Haunted houses. The show for Slugterra was canceled on a cliffhanger in the 4th season. No! So sad. Yeah, we'll add some Fox features as well. That's a good call. Is your niece good at drawing? She's a little younger, but yeah, she can sketch. Loves to watch her draw, isn't much into drawing. She's got more of the music bug like her mama. Let me take a sip away from my iPad this time to not get water all over my iPad, or Diet Coke. Okay, didn't get a drop this time. Let's go. All right, Kitsune. Kitsune. They also usually have like a marking on their forehead, I think. Let's see, tails. A lot of the ones I'm seeing just have like a moon or a red dot. I kind of like the moon. So let's do that. I like how it looks. I think that's cute. And then maybe some little fox ears. Make them kind of pointy. Like that. That's cute. He looks so happy. Yeah, what should we name this wise old man? Give him some wrinkles under his eyes too. He looks so content and peaceful. I kind of want to move this flipper like off to the side. Alright, and then to define these tails a little bit better, give him some ears. Yeah, he's got some little pointy fox ears. Chester Manchesterson the Fifth. Kashikoi Seiichi is Japanese for wise walrus. That's cute. I like that. Snugglebeam. We could combine all of them. Let's think. What would be a full name that combines all of them? It would be the fifth at the end. So he could be Kashikoi Seiichi the fifth, and then his nickname is Snugglebeam, aka Snugglebeam. There we go. So we're combining all the names. So I like all the traits of all of them. You gotta keep it easy, make it short. Walrus tail, walrus tail. Alright, now to sketch a simple enough but still walrus tail-y. And I could have just done the foxtails, but no. No, I'm not a coward. We're doing walrus tails. It would have been way too easy to say, you know what, let's just do the foxtails. No. It's the coward's way out. I accept the challenge. And we'll do 4 bumps. Just reminding myself to keep each tail kind of consistent. We'll do lines from the 2 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and it's okay if some get hidden. In fact, it makes it a little easier to outline in a minute. And it's sillier with the walrus tails as well. Though I do want to move this one up so the spacing's a little bit more like fanned out. I think it adds to the drama a little bit. Yeah, I think that suits it. The tails are gonna be wild, yeah. Bulber Boy needs his walrus tails. 15,000 tries later. Yeah, 15,000 tries later. I've made them simple enough. I don't think it'll be that bad. I say now. 1, 2. These all look like walrus tails to me. They're rough, but they'll be okay when I outline them. It'll be all right. All right, while I focus on this for the next few minutes. This is a weird time of year because there's not really any holidays or anything coming up that I can ask about. If anyone's got any plans. We're past the 4th of July. You know, what else is coming up? School's starting for most people. In what, August, September? I can't even remember when school starts anymore. That's how old I am. I want to say September. I have no concept of when any type of school or college starts anymore. Be like, hey, what are you guys doing for XYZ holiday? Nothing. We're in the no man's land of holidays. It's just summer now. Alright, I think that's a good base. It's crazy. Like, visually, that's, like, a lot is going on. But I think when I clean it up with outlines, it'll be a little less hectic. Let's do the hard part first. I already started for you down under. That's an early school start, unless it's, like, year-round school, or maybe it's just a different schedule. Castle Crashers had a update, Paint Boss Paradise. You can basically make someone... Oh, you could, like, customize, like, a template of a character? That's cool. Let's see. Blubber Whitey says, War of Sales. Okay. A new venture into Cash Money. It already started for me down under. Okay. Make sure I caught up with everybody's chats. Don't want to miss what anyone says. I'm sorry if I'm a little quiet here as I figure out these tales. Now that you know a little bit about Slugsters. Slugterra. Not Slugsters, Slugterra. Yeah, go ahead and tell me your idea. Pitch me. Pitch me your big idea. There we go. We're gonna Pokemon X Slugterra story because they're basically the same with a few differences. Interesting. I think that would be a good crossover for some fan stories and art. Oh, you know what looks really cute I saw the other day on Twitter is they're doing like a Pokemon stop motion spin-off show animated by Aardman, who does Wallace and Gromit and all that, Shaun the Sheep and all that fun stuff. It looked really cute. And of course the teaser's got a, I can't remember the name of the Pokemon, the sheep Pokemon in it. And the post was talking about how this is probably how they sold it to Aardman, is that they can animate a sheep. And they said, yeah, sold, we'll do it. It's, I think, Adventures of Farfetch'd and sheep Pokemon name, but correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody here knows. I know you guys know. It looks really cute. I love Wallace and Gromit and Shaun the Sheep. Sorry, I went like radio silent after like, oh, I love Shaun the Sheep, and I'm just like dead-faced working on. I'm in the zone. There's that, and then one more tail. And then we're home free. With the tails anyway. And then maybe I'll do a little pop of red highlight on the ends of the tails and a little marking on the head to make it a little more kitsune. Some wrinkles and folds and creases. That's what we like to see on an old man walrus. Let's see, it's basically a what if Slugterra and Pokemon collab together to make a Pokemon region in Slugterra. So instead of there being Pokemon, they're known as elements, like in Slugterra. Cool. I think that's a cool idea. What did I keep dropping stuff. Or stuff falling off of stuff. Wallace, come on, Gromit. We've got to stop Team Rocket from stealing all milk tanks. No milk tanks, no cheese, Gromit. Yeah, that would be a good plot. A crossover. So elements are a mix of Slugterra elements and Pokemon types. Half of Wallace's... Okay, so let me address the Pokemon Slugterra. Sounds cool. A mix of elements and Pokemon types. Sounds like a good mashup. You can get some really interesting characters out of that. Do you have any thought up already, or just like how you're going to combine the elements and the Pokemon types? Half of Wallace's Pokemon, one cow, and a bunch of random object Pokemon. Yeah, they don't have one that's just a block of cheese yet, do they? They have the ice cream Pokemon, which I like. I'm a defender of the silly Pokemon. The one that's just a ring of keys. And Trubbish. We've already addressed I love Trubbish. I'm a big fan of the goofy Pokemon. If it's a Pokemon where it seems like they ran out of ideas, I probably like it. I'm a defender of they ran out of ideas Pokemon. Couldn't tell you their names, but I like them. I don't want to add smile lines. I want it to be a little ambiguous as to whether he's happy or deep in thought or, you know. You're not quite sure. You have to approach him and ask him your questions to find out. And maybe he's just handing out sage wisdom, and you can never really tell. Add some whiskeys. Some more wrinkles here. Eye with some wrinkles here. He's got some smile lines. Crow's feet. Bushy eyebrows to match the beard. His little moon shape, which I'll make red in a moment. Let's see. He has the key Pokemon. I'm fine with objects, just not the blatant furry bait. Yeah, that's a little more egregious. But I am an object Pokemon defender. I'll ride or die for the key Pokemon. Is there one that's a teapot, or am I thinking of... There's a chandelier one, I'm pretty sure. There's like a candle chandelier one. Chandelure, I think. Oh, let me outline. Let me write the name too. I'll make little hearts. Kashikoi. Sorry if I'm butchering that. Seuchi the 5th. AKA Snuggle Beam. I like to think he goes by Snuggle Beam because like little kids and people don't remember his full name, and he just wanted to make it easier if they wanted to ask him questions. Look how content he looks. He looks so happy. I'm gonna move him a little bit. Shift his body weight a tad. Feels a little more even that way and less lopsided. Aw, look how cute. I like this one. I was not sure with the wheel selection. I was like, this is gonna be rough, but I like him. I'm a fan of him. Let's add a little pop of red, like to the ears perhaps, and maybe the ends of the tails. Add a little fantasy kitsune flavor. I'll do the same thing I did with the lemur tail, where I'm just gonna do on just the tips of the tails, I think, just to add a little something. And then I'll go erase the extra. I think that's good. Let's see. Here are the elements these symbols will mean, whatever it is originally. Make an American Pokemon, it's a pig who's a biker. The teapot one is Poltegeist. Yeah, Wallace would definitely have one of those. He'd have his tea Pokemon, he'd have his house keys as a Pokemon. And I know the show's gonna be its own thing and probably won't have Wallace or Gromit except as cameos, but it would be cute if there was like a little Wallace or Gromit cameo in the background or something. Or Shaun the Sheep in the field of the other sheep Pokemon just hidden in there. I think that'd be cute. And I hope it's like Shaun the Sheep where there's no dialogue, because I really like that about Shaun the Sheep. It's just pure animation. All the gags and the storytelling is 100% the visuals, and I really enjoy that. And I guess the music as well, but no spoken word. I think it's a smart way to do movies for literally all ages. And you don't need to get dubs done or anything. Like, it's genius. So I hope that's the route they're taking with the Farfetch'd and whatever show. cool. I'll be watching it. I like that the Pokemon Hotel or whatever, the stop motion they did as well. I don't know if that was Aardman or a different studio, but that was cute. Let's see. The American Pokemon, the lore is basically it's a biker. Okay. Here, let me catch up with these elements. The elements are a mix of Slugterra elements and Pokemon types. The region is known as the Gastroterra region, the name of a mix of the scientific word for slug and terra, which is earth, and basically means Slugterra region. The symbols mean originally metal, steel, mythical fairy, dragon, sound, basic, normal, water, fire, plant, electricity, electric, ice, strength, fighting, toxic, poison, earth, ground, rock, air, flying, psychic, insect. I'm interested in sound as an element. Like a musical type. I think that'd be cool. Okay, what do we think of Kashikoi Seiyuchi V, aka Snugglebeam? I'm a big fan of him. Let me put him up front and center on the screen, take a drink. And then up next is the request, what was it? Owl plus cow. We'll be doing that next. Got one drop of water on the iPad again. Unbelievable. Alright. Need at least 18 elements. Do you need help thinking of new ones? I'm sure chat could help think of new elements. Your answer is yes. We love him. I think he turned out really cute. I might use him as the thumbnail next time I do hybrid creatures. Next week will be just plain old requests, so it'll be the same old thumbnail as always, but... Alright, owl cow. I have a fairly good idea of how both these animals look off the top of my head, but it's always good to look up reference, even if you think you know what something looks like. I only don't for cat, because I draw a lot of cats for clients and whatnot. Owl cartoon. Let's do, ooh, we could do snowy owl. What kind of owl are we feeling? Snowy, because then you can get the black and white spots of the cow. And I think we start with the snowy owl and then add cow attributes rather than the other way around. Or we could do black and white cow and then add little owl features to it and wings, like a flying cow. Yeah, chaos for an element could work. Let me sketch out quickly in my brain the two ideas we could do. You know, a flying owl, and then we add maybe some hooves to it, and some horns, and you know, on the beak maybe could have some kind of, well, could you do you can't do a septum piercing on a beak. We could do a bell collar, and then spots on the owl, or we could do a cow, and the cow's got wings and is flying. The cow's got owl wings and little owl horns and big owl eyes. Maybe even a beak. And then maybe claws up front, more hippogriff-y. So it can kind of go either way. What do we think would be a better approach? A, start with an owl and add cow stuff, or B, start with a cow and add owl stuff? Because I think either could work really well. What do we think? And this is an excuse for me to take another sip of Diet Coke. Absolutely it is. It's all part of my scheme. Away from the iPad, I feel like what's his name? Yeah, Tezande. I move away from the mic to breathe. I move away from the iPad to not get water on it. Dream, Stars, Gold, Cyber. Ooh, Cyber's cool for an element. Mrs. Muhut. A. Okay. Alright. Let's do A. Goodbye, B. Alright, owl cow. We'll leave this a very, very, very faint outline. that's hardly even visible, just to give me some kind of idea of what I'm doing. Let's look up snowy owl. That's a really low res picture of a snowy owl. I would like if it was not 5 pixels. Okay. They have kind of a flatter head, I feel like. It's not super like big with the big eyes so much. It's a little flatter and more moody, I feel like. So let's go with that. And we'll do it looking up and flying up because I think that's kind of cute. Big open wings like so. Then a big fluffy body. We'll do some feathers up top. And then we'll do cow spots. Maybe they'll be like cow spots on the bottom, like big. And then they get smaller as you get closer to the top of the head where you have like these little teeny snowy owl spots. So it's like this gradual transition from big cow spots to snowy owl spots. I think that's kind of fun. And we'll put the legs a little bit further back. So we have more of a swooping, flying motion. We'll get rid of this real quick. Don't need that anymore. Working on Scarecrow stuff in this actual book. That's for real. Cool! It's cool you're making some progress on those. About time. We're almost mercifully to fall. So maybe the inspiration and motivation to will strike when there's scarecrows and pumpkins about everywhere, you know? I'm my best self when it's autumn or winter. So. I'm over summer. I tried to go to the pool again this week because Google said the public pool was open on a Wednesday. So I got all sunscreened up, I packed a lunch and everything, and I went to the pool and there was no lifeguard on duty, so the gate was closed. I was like, great. So my backup plan is I got a manicure, so check out the nails. And then this one broke, but ignore that. Aren't they cute? So I was sweating. It was like 95 outside. I was like, forget this. A bell necklace? Yes, we could. I think that's a great idea. Fall is more freeing. Yeah, I feel like I can breathe, like literally, in the air that's not trying to kill me when I step outside. I am liking summer more the older I get. Like the older I get, the less I like a really cold winter and the more I like a nice summer day, but it's a slow transition. Fall is just the best. It's the perfect season. Let me write the name too. Moohoot. Was that the name? Mrs. Moohoot. Okay. Mrs. Moohoot. I'll write that better at the end. I just didn't want to forget it. And then instead of like the little tufts of owl horn, they could be like, or we could do both. It could be like a little tuft of an owl ear instead of a cow ear, but then have some little horns as well. I think that'd be kind of cute. We'll do some nice big expressive eyes. Joyful about flying up to the moon or wherever this Moohoot is flying to. And we'll do some nice big pupils. Make it extra cute. I think the beak's a little long. Probably shorten it. Something like that. It's pretty cute though. We'll do some sparkles in the eyes to make it extra cute and sparkly. It's a misses. We can give it kind of a little eyeliner look without doing actual full-blown eyelashes, you know? I think that works. Let's see. Halloween, best holiday? Yeah, absolutely. Mrs. Moohoot or Spotty Moohoot. What other day? Yeah, what other day can you sit on your porch and just scare kids dressed up like Freddy Krueger or whatever? It's the best holiday. We need more cow. Ooh, yeah, you're right, actually. This is mostly owl. Let's do some cow ears. Like floppy cow ears like that. Maybe even bigger. Let me look up real quick. Cow ear. Cow ear. Yes, I was on the right track with the shape. But it doesn't need to be like so thick on the outside. Maybe make them a little bigger and a little like they're getting pulled down because the wind is blowing and whatnot, so distort. It's flying upward, so the wind would be flapping these big ears down a little bit. Something like that, and then take this one. There we go, there's some cow ears. Open up this wing a little bit more, I think. Like so. And then open up this wing a little more as well. Like that. Like that, like that. It's a little better. Let's space these feathers out a little bit. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. We'll have more spots. And I don't think snowy owls have spots on the inside of their wing. Oh, they do actually. They do. So we'll do some bigger spots, moving up to smaller spots. Just a couple. I just wanted something added to the wings. They were a little plain, just being white. So we'll do big spots going up to small spots. Just a couple on each feather. And then define these a little bit better. Figure out their size and placement. They get bigger the further down you go on Mrs. Moot. And then we need a cow tail as well. We'll make it extra long just so you can see it blowing. We got cow hooves. Oh, and then the bell, the cowbell necklace. I want to see how it attaches, actually. Cowbell necklace. Well, not an actual necklace. Cowbell on cow. Okay. It's kind of like a little ring, kind of like a dog collar. And the bell's got its own little loop. And we'll do a bell right here. With the little bell dinging here. We can make a little ding to show that it's clanking. Maybe push it a little bit. Distort it a little bit this way as well. There we go. I like that. Let's see. Think I'm lagging? Oh no! Am I lagging? I've added the bell. I'll wait here for a minute. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I am lagging. I can see it on the replay of my stream. Here, I'll let it catch up with me for a second. Maybe I have too many windows open or something. Yeah, I have no idea. I know it's supposed to be like top commenter or something, or channel points or something. I don't know what any of it means, to be honest. And I don't know if I'll ever find out. I clearly don't take streaming that seriously, or else I'd be figuring these things out and like incentivizing people to chat and like donate and stuff, but like I haven't reached that point. If I ever will. This is just the chill zone for drawing for the time being. I keep saying I'm gonna like do streaming more, like 2 to 3 times a week, and it just doesn't happen, so I'd rather stick to once a week and actually like mostly stick to it, I say as I skipped last week. But I think this is a pretty good combination of owl and cow. Let me center it on screen and move the name somewhere like here where it fits a little better. And ask the chat, how do we feel about Mrs. Moohoot? I'll add a little fluff to the top of the beak as well. How do we feel? Yeah, I was gonna say you comment more messages, I think, than anybody else in the chat. So I feel like the crown for most comments would be yours. But I don't understand what channel points are on YouTube. I don't understand what any of that stuff means. Let's see. You got a moth girl fashion designer, cute, and a Gorgon hairdresser. I like that. Spotty Moohoot. Okay, so we'll do Miss Spotty Moohoot. And I like her, so I'm gonna start outlining her. I was gonna take another sip of that drink, but you know what? I'm tired of getting water on my iPad for right now, so let's do a slightly smaller brush. Nice smile. There we go. Dig Miss Moohoot. It's Ms. Spotty Moohoot. Ms. Spotty Moohoot. That's cute. It's a cute name. And then I'll have time for at least one more, if not two more hybrids. I'm excited because we're going to get through a good chunk of the wheel options. And then I won't feel as bad about not revisiting it next week because we will have done most of what the wheel has to offer. It's going to be something awful like Raccoon Basilisk. But then again, Walrus Kitsune turned out really well, so you know, maybe I'm up for the challenge. I don't know why Raccoon Basilisk is standing out to me as like the worst possible option currently on either wheel, so we shall see how it turns out. The face, wee! After Spotty's done, you're gonna go. Spotty will be done soon enough, so you can enjoy the rest of your day, I think it is in Australia now. Right? Afternoon. I always forget what the time difference is. Here it is just about 8 p.m. I think you're a day and a few hours ahead down there. And if you miss any hybrids, I'll show them off in a compilation at the start of next stream to get the stream started before I start taking requests, so I'll always show them back off. And I should make an Instagram carousel post of all the hybrids I've done in the last few streams. I should get on that anyway. This is why I'll never take streaming seriously, is because I'm horrible at updating social media. I draw so much stuff and I just don't post it. I'm horrible. Need to get on that. Remember her first design of Salami? She started off bad, but then we redid. Yeah. Yeah, Salami is Salami. I think you can say he, she, they for Salami. I don't think Salami would be offended. Salami just simply is Salami. Salami transcends all boundaries and is the perfect creature. Without flaw. Nice long cow tail. And yeah, the Salami is the stream mascot, and I think that's a beautiful thing. It speaks to the testament of everybody agreeing, like, I could do better. And troubleshooting how this character could be designed better. It was all of our brain power combined. My Apple Pen and the brain power of all 10 people in chat created Salami, and I think that's beautiful. Salami is a testament to never giving up. That there's a good idea buried in there somewhere. You just gotta figure out how to execute it. motivational speaker, Salami. Salami is its own little entity. Perfect little angel. Like how your OC Sprout's gender is also Sprout. Sprout is Sprout and their gender is yes. Yeah, that's kind of what Salami's into. Salami is everything and nothing. Genderless and every gender. There we go. Salami was a great team effort. The Gary idea. Yeah, the Gary idea is what really got the wheels turning of like, okay, how can we simplify this idea and make it charming and not scary? Because Salami 1.0 is scary, I'm not gonna lie. We all know. We can be brutally honest about Salami 1.0. I'd like to think they're the same creature and they just got incredible, like, next level plastic surgery makeover. And it's the same soul in both. Because I don't want to be mean and say Salami 1.0 is trash if they're stuck like that, you know? In my mind and heart, they got a makeover. An extreme makeover. Some spotty spots for Miss Spotty Moohoot. Let's do some of these cow spots. Leave room for the bell over there. Some smaller ones near the top, fading into the little teeny ones up here on the wing. And I might do another accent color like I did with the lemur cat for just the bell and the eyes. So I think that'd be cool. Maybe you'll do like a golden yellow instead of orange. Just add a little pop of color. Sprout, your OC, would be great friends with Salami because Sprout loves bugs and small creatures and Salami is a slug llama. Aw, same with Snickers. Yeah, Gerald Snickers. They'd all get along great. Right, a little bell hook or a loop or whatever. Carve out the edge of this bell here. Have the little bell thingy in the bell, dinging away. Alright, I think this came together pretty well. Anything I'm missing? No. Alright. And we're going to add a little highlight of, let's do this kind of golden yellow. Make the eyes that color. I'll add a pop of white as well. And I think snowy owl beaks are gray, so I will leave that alone. And we'll do this for the bell as well, just to have a little something going on. A little highlight of white. Maybe a little highlight on the bell too. Ms. Spotty Moohoot, everyone. Let me make sure she's big on the screen for all to see. What do we think of Miss Spotty Moohoot? Snickers did have a great makeover. Alright, I'll show you Snickers in a second. What do we think of Miss Spotty Moohoot? Yay or nay? Do we approve, stream? Chat, what do we think? I did not get water on my iPad this time. I love Miss Spotty Moohoot. I think she came out really well. I like that you're like, it's almost like a king where it's like, show me Snickers, you know? Marvelous, love her. Fabulous. I'm so glad you like Miss Spotty Moohoot, excuse me. Gerald Snickers, and even a little bit of Salami with Mountain Dreams coloring. I still love this coloring. I haven't done my own coloring of Salami yet, but Mountain Dreams just knocked it out of the park. But Gerald Snickers, and I'll have to do some actual coloring on Gerald as well sometime soon. Maybe that'll be a stream after next week's request stream, where I just sit and I do some like finished art of everybody's favorite hybrids, because obviously salami, I want to do like a final like lineless color version of salami. Gerald, there's like a handful of others that I think would be really good. The Triceratops mermaid. I don't know. Miss Spotty Moohoot, I could do some final art of as well. I think that'll go well. And it's just about 8, so it looks like I have enough time to do one more hybrid. Let's hope for a good one. Okay, you're gonna go now. Enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, night, whatever time of day it is over in Australia. Have a fabulous one. Alright, and we're gonna spin these wheels one more time. Unless it's really, really easy, and then 2 more times. Alright, what do we get? I don't know what the easiest option would be. I'm nervous. What are we getting? Stingray? Stingray Dragon. Okay. Yeah, this one's gonna take the whole half hour, I'm afraid. Alright, Stingray Dragon it is. I think this is doable. Okay. Open up my window for Googling references of things. I'm gonna look up Stingray cartoon. Because I think simpler like salami is the way to go for this. Keep it cute and bubbly. Oh, that's a cute picture of a stingray. It's just a big ravioli at the end of the day. So a ravioli with a dragon tail and horns and spikes and maybe breathing a little puff of fire. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formioli. Okay, what's a good angle of stingray? I kind of like the ones with little, like the spots on their back. And it's kind of swooping like it's flying. So okay, I can get into it. Stingray with spots. I can't remember what they're called. Polka dot stingray. Oh, he's cute. Oh, I love the polka dot stingray. Alright, I need a good picture of it kind of flapping and flying towards the camera. Stingray. Swimming toward camera. Okay, I can see it in my head. What pose I'm looking for, but I'm not seeing it. This is the trouble with rough sometimes, is if I don't see exactly what's in my mind's eye, it kind of throws me off a little. But I can see the vision. They're all swimming away from the camera. Why is that? I guess it looks more dramatic. Has anybody seen that video of like a slow motion stingray with its mouth against the glass at the zoo and it's some kid crying going whoa and it sounds like Patrick Star from SpongeBob? I love that video. Stingray swimming. Period. Stingray swimming. Okay, the sideways view is kind of cute. Ooh, this is a dramatic angle. I like that. That's a dragon. Okay. I see the vision here. And then Stingray cartoon. To see how people simplify the mouth and make it real cute. Oh, that's cute with the little squishy eyes. Okay, I have a vision. Where did that go? Okay. I see it. I see it in my mind's eye. It's in here. I just need to put it on here. Alright. Stingray dragon. Stingray's the harder part. Let's do that first. Dragon, you can kind of just throw whatever stuff on there and call it a dragon. Okay. Ravioli. I don't know how the tail connects to the body. We're really gonna simplify this. But he's got like a squish head. Eyes. We'll put the mouth like here. And we'll figure that out in a bit. Maybe it'll be like really wide. And he's like blowing a little tuft of fire or something. That's a problem for in a minute. He's got this fat little head. And then one wing is swooping up like that. And I want to make it really thick, like a thick pancake. It's an ocean pancake after all. And then this one, this looks like a beard. We're gonna erase this for the time being. But this one in this ref I really like. Let me rotate. It's almost like this, and it swoops up and comes back around. And maybe more the underside is showing here, so it's a bit more dramatic. And this curls back up this way a little bit more, like so. And then the head, or the face, is a little bit more looking this way. With like the edge of the head, I don't know what you'd call it. It's not quite a nose, but simple like salami, I think, is the way to think of this. And then the tail, like the butt end of it is like here, and then the tail swoops like that, which I think is a great place to put a dragon tail. We're just gonna keep it a line for right now. But I think this swooping pose, it's giving dragon flying, you know? To me anyway. And then this connects like this. The eyes are maybe a little bit higher up. Like so. Like right where this line of stuff intersects. Maybe we have it blowing a little puff of fire. Not sure yet. We'll dragonify this yet, but for now, cute ravioli swooping dramatically. What does the butt end of the stingray look like? I've never thought about this in my life. Like, how does the tail connect to the back end of the stingray? Stingray tail. Google, show me. They've got like little flappies, like a paper airplane. It looks like. Yeah, I'm just gonna simplify that. I'm gonna make it just like one big flap shape, and it looks like they have like a cut where it's like one here, but that's too much detail. We're gonna leave it just like that. I've never thought about stingray anatomy before in my life. This is interesting. Okay. How do we dragonify? Well, first of all, they do have like cat eyes, it looks like. I'm looking at this zoomed in. And first of all, it looks like he's very upset. It looks like his mouth is going like this. And he's got like cat eyes. It's kind of funny like that. I don't want him to be upset. I want him to be happy, but it's kind of funny. We'll do like an open mouth like that and maybe wider cat eyes. It's so silly, like I kind of like it. I don't know. I'll leave one eye cutesy and like salami style, like cutie eye, and then one like cat eye. And if anybody's still in chat, they can tell me what they like better. I kind of want to do, ooh, maybe it's like a bubble beam, because it's like underwater dragon. Eh? It doesn't look like a beam though, it just looks like it's spitting up marbles. No, we'll do underwater fire. Who says you can't do fire? It'll just be a little tough though. That looks silly too. I think it's because the mouth is open, and if it was blowing fire, it might be a little ooh mouth. Like, just a little tuft. Or, they don't really have nostrils. I'm just gonna leave the mouth happy. No fire, but we will dragonify this in other ways. Dragon tail. Okay. We'll do kind of thick, but not overly thick. Because I do want it to still feel like a stingray. But thick enough that it's something else. It'll thicken up at the base here and have like some lines. And then the very end of it, maybe have some spikes. Like so. And then some spikes all along the edge of the tail. We'll make it kind of bubbly. We'll round these out too to make it not look too threatening. And the spikes get a little bit bigger as they get closer to the body and a little bit smaller as they get further away. Just a little bit. Little bit bigger. Okay, I think that looks dragon-esque. And then what else can I do to Dragonfy? Put some horns on it. Let's see, dragon cartoon. Show me those dragons. I could put the little, whatever these are called. The little wingy thingies on the side of the head. I have no idea what these are called, but I know there's a name. The dragon things. You know, real technical name. And then perhaps some little horns as well. Maybe more dramatic horns to really sell that it's a dragon. So I could do... Let's see. Oh, I kind of like the curved in horns. Like, because it matches the curve of the tail. So something like that. It looks a little cow-ish, but I think if you add the segments, it helps. I kind of like the uneven segments, too. That looks a little bit more dragon-esque. And maybe some teeth. It's kind of giving vampire, though, but... I'm on the fence about that. I kind of like it. And then we'll do some spots. Because stingrays and dragons can both have spots on them. Can't add claws without it looking insane. Maybe we could do scales on the... like a couple implied scales on the flippers here, the wings. You like the teeth? Yeah, it's a little vampire-y, but it's cute. I don't know how I feel about the scales. Maybe just scales on the tail. Yeah, that makes more sense. Dragon scales on the dragon tail, and then just spots on the wingies. I like the polka dot spots. They're so cute. Scales would be cool. Yeah, I like them on the tail. I'm not as crazy about them on the flippers. I just like these little pokey dots. I think they're so cute. The black and white ones. The black and white stingrays with the polka dots. Little raviolis. Dragon water type Pokemon. Yeah, I could see that. I think that's a good 50-50 mix of dragon and stingray. You know what? This one came out better than I expected too. I always worry about these wheel results. Like, I'm not going to figure it out. Like, we're going to figure it out. As soon as I saw the ref photo of this pose, I was like, that's a dragon. That's my dragon right there. This one's going to come together quick. I might have time for one more. I will. It's only 8:05. I mean, it's my stream. I can always go late, but... I like to stick... excuse me, to the 2-hour window. I think it's a good amount of time to be on here. I might do one more. Well, shoot. I so confidently said, like, oh, we're gonna need the full time for this one. As if. He flies underwater, just zooming. Yeah, he's just zooming. Maybe he doesn't do fire or shoot anything. He just looks like this and is just chilling. Like a regular stingray. Just simply chilling. Gonna head to bed. Have a good night. Your streams are fun to be in. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hope you can pop in next week. Have a good one. Let's do these uneven striations on the horn there. Like so. Go. And we'll get too crazy with the polka dots. Oh! Do we want the cutesy, sparkly eye like that? Or do we want the cat eye? What are we feeling? Chat, if anyone's here. If nobody answers, I'll probably just default to the cutesy wootsy eye. Just cause. It might fit in with salami better if I do that, but... Nice and thick like pancake. Oops. You like the cutesy eye? Yeah. Let's do the cutesy eye. Make it rounder too. It's kind of oval here. That's better. Like so. Pancake should be the name. That's a great idea. Pancake. I'm gonna draw a stack of flapjacks next to it. With a pat of butter. There. It's a very realistic drawing. Thick wing like pancake. Oh my gosh. It's these long lines that are like, you have to redo 800 times to make them right. Alright, that's close enough. Like that. Don't forget the little teeth. Little tooth. Clearly why Pancake is happy as flapjacks. Yeah, it's on its way to breakfast right now. He's on his way to IHOP as we speak. Which actually, I read somewhere that IHOP is doing vegan pancakes now, so next time I find myself at an IHOP, which I can't foresee when or why I'd be at an IHOP, I'll actually be able to eat something, so that's nice. I guess I could have always got the plain hash browns or something, but what fun is that? If you're going to IHOP, you want pancakes. So if I ever find myself at an IHOP, I won't be pancakeless. Though I hope they keep it, because every time some restaurant drops some vegan thing, they keep it for like 2 weeks and then get rid of it, because nobody orders it. It's like, come on, man. Keep it for the people who have dairy allergies and egg allergies and stuff. Like, just leave it. Leave it on the menu, please. I'm begging. Never been to one, you should go. Your work has vegan stuff last time you checked. That's good. There should be like at least one decent option, because it's not just vegans, it's people that have all kinds of food allergies and, you know, religious objections to animal products or whatever. Like there should at least be like one decent vegan thing on every menu. But of course I'm biased. It just makes sense to me. If you're bringing a whole group of people, there's going to be somebody who like can't have dairy for whatever reason. And you should have something for them to eat too, so they don't feel left out. Alright. Pancake the Friendly Dragon. I'm into it. I'm into it. What do we think? I'll take one more drink and I'll spin the wheel one more time. And let's get one more hybrid in here before I retire the wheel for like a couple weeks and then come back to it later. That Diet Coke is straight up flat now. It is not good, but it's what I have. So, alright. With pancake being done. Oh, I opened up reference in the picker wheel window. Okay, there we go. So you could see what I was looking at. See, this is the cartoon I was looking at for Ref, where I was like, oh, I should make the eyes cute. And there's a couple others that were pretty cute too. Stingray cartoon. Anyhow. We spin. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? There it is. Picker wheel. Oh, I thought I was gonna get the raccoon basilisk. Oh! Narwhal demon? Okay. We'll get silly with this one too. This is gonna be real silly. Narwhal demon. Why am I opening up a new document? We're gonna get real goofy with this. Okay. Narwhal demon. Just so I can remind myself, because I will forget if I don't think about it in 2 seconds. Okay. Let's hide these. Let's search. Whoops. Demon cartoon. Okay, a little pitchfork, little horns, little elf ears, little tail. Okay, got the idea. Now, how do we do this without narwhal? The wheel is just throwing me. Okay. Will this be easy? I mean, they have a horn. So it could be 2 horns that are like demon horns. And then the tail could be like a demon tail. And then in one of its flippers, it can be holding a pitchfork and have like cutesy angry eyes. I can make this work. Yeah, the raccoon basilisk, it just seems like, of all the options that were on the wheels, let me look. There's basilisk, selkie, angel, griffin, phoenix, unicorn, kelpie. I feel like any of those are like basilisk, raccoon is upsetting to me, because it's raccoon, cat, kangaroo, T-Rex, kakapo, and bat. I feel like raccoon is the worst one to pair with a mythical creature that's like a snake body. I don't know. That one to me is the worst combo. Alright. Narwhal demon. Narwhal cartoon. Okay. None of these narwhal cartoons really look like narwhals. I think all these are flops. They're cute. They look like belugas with horns on them. And I think narwhals have a more distinctive look than that. Flop. Sorry to the artist who created the... They probably were just making clip art packs to sell. Like, it's not that serious. The narwhal definitely has a different look and shape to it. He's got almost like a square head. It's like rounded and squared. It's just different than a beluga. Hey, how's it going? You're tuned in for my last hybrid of the evening, which is a narwhal demon. Maybe not squared off head. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find like one good ref of a narwhal before I dig into this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like squared off head. I'm gonna really simplify. And then the eye is about here. Happy little smile here. It's kind of beluga-esque, but... because the horn sticks out here, so it looks really strange. And the horn is really, really long and thin. So it kind of messes with the proportions of it, I think. And then he's got this long, kind of square body. But we're gonna get cutesy with it. This isn't gonna be a spooky demon. We're gonna get silly with it. So, silly angry eye. Upturned, kind of cheeky grin with some teeth. Finally fixed your Wi-Fi to your laptop. For the longest time it didn't work. Exclusively on here, but I have no idea what you figured. I'm glad you figured it out. Happy to see you. Oh, I kind of like the shape I made, actually. I wasn't thinking about it too hard, but I like this like weird square shape. I think this is kind of a vibe. It's really simplified, but I'm into that lately. I'm into making things as minimally as humanly possible. It's been a kick I've been on for a while. So we'll have one. Oh, it'd be cool if the pitchfork looked like narwhal horns too, maybe? Kind of mimic it so it's like really long tines on the pitchfork that are like other narwhal horns. Yeah, I like that. I like that. We'll make it real minimal and fun. Maybe it could come... Oh, I hate how it hits the body, though. I guess it's going to have to overlap something, because I want the angle to be the same of the horn and the pitchfork. So yeah, it is going to overlap the body a bit. We're going to go a little, like, I don't know. Not quite like Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, but like in that vein where it's all like kind of stylistic and cool. And very silly. Gendy Tartakovsky, I can't pronounce his name, but you know who I mean. The dude what made Dexter's Lab and all the good cartoons. Samurai Jack. Now how do we demon? We could do like a demon tail as well. So like... Oh, and then the demon tail could be long and pointy too. I'm a genius. We want to have that same kind of shape language. So, yeah, demon tails are pointy arrows. And have it be kind of like so. But I want this to be even-ish width. To keep it all very simple. Demon tail, pitchfork, angry eyes. What else could I do to make it more demon-esque? I mean, I guess they have elf ears, so I could do like a little pointy elf ear and also have it kind of... Maybe that's overkill. Maybe demon horns like this. That are also long and pointy. Yeah, demon horns. That's cute. Alright. Alright, I'm sold on the demon narwhal. I'm feeling this one. This one's for my entertainment. Because I like this minimal kind of graphic shapes vibe. And then he's got spots on him, but what could be more demon than spots? I guess if we just do a transition gradient of like white to like a dark red up here with like a chalk brush, I think that would work. And then we want the other flipper somewhere. I guess just hanging out below. Does that look silly? Or... what else could they do with the other flipper? I don't want it getting in the way of the pitchfork is the thing, like if it's pointing or something, so I think maybe having it just kind of flop down is the least intrusive way to have it in there. It could be just hidden behind the body, but I kind of like it visible. This one I want to do final art of because it's ridiculous, and I like that it's like bold graphic shapes. So I will definitely be doing a final art version of this one. Maybe not next week, but one of these weeks when we're doing like nice art of the favorite hybrids. This is the one that I'm picking for my favorite. Because it's simple and it's silly. And I like that. Okay, what else could we do? I guess demon wings? I think that would be a little overkill. Yeah, the ear... Excuse me, the ear is too much. I think the horns, the pitchfork, and the tail, and the red coloring will be enough. Maybe make the eye red, too. No, keep the eye solid black. No highlights on it. It's cute enough just being a dot eye. With the angry eyebrow, with the teeth. I think that's enough demon. Knocked it out of the park again. And it's almost 8:30, so it's almost time for me to go. Yes, they're red. Alright. Let's outline him real quick and then add some of that red to him. Let's use this smaller dry ink brush. I can definitely see... Oh, yeah, let's go back together, dry ink brush. The smallest size of the dry ink. Berserker. Put it in all caps, too. Berserker! And then have like a little rock-on hand over here. Some flames. There we go. What a great name. And the red will finish him off nicely. I agree. I'm happy this one came together really fast. There's no hybrid challenge I can't handle. I'm gonna miss doing the wheels. I mean, I guess I could do them forever, but I'll do a couple requests next week just to change the stream up a little bit, and then maybe go back to different types of wheels. It doesn't have to be animal hybrids, but it can be like an object plus an animal, or a plant plus an animal. That might be kind of fun. Food plus plant. I don't know. Thing plus other thing. There's many possibilities for the wheels. Different fandoms, different art styles. I like the randomness of it. And I like the suggestions from the chat on how to integrate the two different things together. I think it always comes out interesting. The next Elden Ring boss. He could be. Picturing eye makeup. Oh, I could do that with, I have an idea of how to do that. To do like a smear of like black. This is a horrible representation. But like that around the eyes. But like with a messy chalk brush. I have an idea. Or like super dark red. I got an idea. I'll do that once I get this outline worked out. Let's see. Can I get the smooth line all the way down there? Yeah, that was a good one. It's like I'm gonna have to redo that stroke about 800 times. Got lucky. That was less even, but yeah, whatever. Close enough. There we go. Put Jack in Castle Crashers. Yeah, get crazy with the custom characters. Have a blast with that. Defeat the Cub Nation. They were on the train the other week. Oh my god. Last weekend when I was trying to go downtown to hang out with my family that came to visit, it was just like I waited for like 5 different trains. Baseball fans, the Cub Nation. I was like, oh no. I saw all the people with the Cubs hats and jerseys on. I was like, not this again. It's worse than Mayfly season. Way more of a menace. I had to wait for like 5 trains before there was one that wasn't absolutely packed like a tin of sardines. Horrible. They're an intrusive species, the baseball fans. Invasive species. There we go. We can add Cub Nation. Make them an official enemy. Alright, so I have an idea of how to do this red. I'm going to bring it down further than I actually want it to go and then erase it with the chalk brush. I think that'll get the effect I'm going for. I guess I could bring it up into the horns as well. Really add to the demon look. gonna erase the, or hide the sketch lines real quick. Next hybrid something Cub Nation. Yeah, there was that one sketch of the Cub Nation bear, but we could do better. But yeah, they are an absolute menace. And they never know like where they are. It's all of their first time ever using public transit. They'll stand in the way of the doors. They won't let people on. They're the worst. It's like every time I go to the airport, I'm paired with people who've never been to the airport before. Also, is my stream still live? Okay. OBS gave me some kind of warning about something, but it looks like it's still live on my end, so I'm like, no, I'm in the home stretch. Don't cut me off. I'll have to read that error message after stream, figure out what's going on. Yeah, every time I go to the airport, it's everybody's first time ever hearing of an airport, experiencing an airport. Like, please get out of my way. They need two different airports. They need an airport for first timers and they need an airport for people who've been on like 10 plus flights. Because everything would go so much smoother. Alpha lock, let's do mask, and then chalk, and then softly use black to erase some of that red to make a nice transition with little spots to make it a little bit more like narwhal texture. A little bit. And then we'll do some dark red at the top to add a little dimension as well. And then I'll do some of that eye makeup that I have in mind, and that'll finish this off. Maybe get a little bit bigger with the chalk, get a little bit spottier. Yeah, that's nice. Get a little bit of that spottiness in, and then bring some of it back for the horn here. There we go. And then with this alpha locked, we can add a darker red at the top. Just add a little bit more dimension. Maybe a little bit more saturated red. Yeah, keep it from getting too dull, muddy. And it adds a little bit of texture. That definitely helps. It keeps lagging. Did they do a little dance before they engaged the train? They might. They were just on the train. I didn't see them get on the train. So I don't know what their rituals are for getting on the train. I'm sorry it keeps lagging. I don't know what the deal is. What was I gonna add? Oh yeah. Eye makeup and then we'll get out of here. Let's try and see what this eye makeup looks like. Super dark red. Ooh, maybe I'll do a different brush. I'll do like... Ooh yeah, this chalk one might be good. Kind of smudgy. Grungy eye makeup. Yeah, I like this chalk brush. What do we think about that? I think that it's so dark though, but if I take it down a little bit. What do we think? Eye makeup or no eye makeup? Yay or nay? If it's not lagging. It doesn't say it's lagging. I'm not getting the error message now, so it should be good. What do we think? Yay or nay on the eye makeup? I think because the eye is black. Oh, you know what I could do? Better idea. Hold on. Hold on. I got this. We'll make the eye red. How do we feel about that? Maybe the eyebrow should be black because that makes more sense. No, that's a metal look. And it's giving demon. It's so small on the screen here. Let me... Berserker. I'll make the background a little darker too to make it more dramatic. Yeah, there we go. I'll let that sit on screen for a bit. I'm happy with it. Maybe black was cuter, but with the eye makeup, it needs to stand out against the eye makeup. How we feeling? If we're not lagging. I just want to get the final thumbs up of approval from everyone before I peace out. Oh, I'm starting to yawn already. It's too early in the night for this. You love him? Berserker. What a beautiful baby boy, Berserker. We'll go through what we worked on this evening. Let me put these into a group so I can flip through them real quick. We don't need the sketch anymore. We have Berserker, the Narwhal Demon. We have Miss Spotty Moohoot, the Owl Cow. We have Kashikoi Sayuchi V, aka Snugglebeam, the Walrus Kitsune, which is my favorite of the stream by far. And then we have Vanilla Bean, the Lemur Cat. All very solid hybrids. I really think this stream was one of the most solid ones we've had so far, especially my favorite, Snugglebeam. Where did Snugglebeam go? Bring back Snugglebeam. He's going to wish you all a happy Friday evening and a good rest of your weekend. You love him? Put on a t-shirt. Yeah, I could upload to Redbubble or something for print on demand. Any of these designs, I might get on that. And with that, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all next week for some regular